Well, I'm very happy with our football team. It was a hard-fought game. My hat's off to Texas State. Effort's got those guys playing extremely hard from beginning to end, no matter what. And I thought our guys did, especially on defense, did an outstanding job of overcoming adversity after the first two series of the game. When they went up 14-0, they made some excellent adjustments on the sideline and basically only gave up 7 points the rest of the game. We're backed up numerous times because of offensive miscues and gave up no points. So I thought it was an outstanding effort by our defense. Offensively, it was our best performance yet. We've got to take care of the ball in the fourth quarter. Too many turnovers that allowed them to be right there. But we got bailed out by the defense. But we ran the ball better than we have all year. I think we had almost 200 yards rushing, and I thought Connor Manning played extremely well. Got the ball to the big dog and Robert Davis. He made some excellent plays, and I'm thrilled with the way the offensive line was able to establish the line of scrimmage and move the ball and keep him from getting a lot of pressure on him. So I'll open up to any questions. Oh, they were just the way they came out and attacking us a little differently, but we were able to scheme, just shift around our coverages and our front a little bit to be able to get more pressure on him, and Jesse does an outstanding job. So there was no panic by anybody. When we get down 14-0, there was no reason to panic. We've been there before, and our guys just honed in on what they needed to do and got lined up right and started making plays. Well, they did a good job of making sure that they got hats to the right people. The times when we did get anything, it was a miscue, but for the most part, they were able to get up in tandem to the right people. We're an inside zone and we're a gap scheme team, so we were able to counter or power on them a few times and a couple inside zones. So I thought Kyler Neal ran well, but the O-line they were together today, and we had one time I thought where we had too much pressure on the quarterback. They blitzed us, and we didn't pick it up right. But for the most part, they were solid, and it came down to them just wanting to put their hand down and come off the ball. Yes, sir.
So what did you tell the guys after that? They put 14 on the board. What did you tell them to motivate them to just keep their heads up and keep playing?
Just relax, play your game, just go out and do your job, just relax. Well, it was too early in the game to panic. I mean, there's no panic here. If we're down 14 with like less than 10 seconds, there could be panic. But when it happens in the first quarter, just go play. Just go do what you're supposed to do. Stick to the game plan, and we'll make the adjustments and move on. So there was, what Aaron Rodgers say? RELAX. That's what we told him.
Coach, you're up a bunch of points, and they had 3 fumbles that they recovered from the offense. What did you have to remind you guys?
Well, I reminded them, first of all, we weren't up a bunch of points. We were only up 20, and that's not a lot in this day and age of football. I just told them to take care of the football. I mean, the only way that I felt when it got to a certain time on the clock, the only way that they would get, we weren't going to lose the game. We could only give the game away. So it's about taking care of the football and let us handle it as far as calls and milking the clock and that kind of stuff. So it was just gathering guys and remember not to try to do too much. When you're up 20 points and it's late fourth quarter, you don't need that extra 6 inches and reaching the ball out. You just need to keep that ball on your body and let that clock keep moving and get our defense back out there.
So, Robert, just about Davis, first play, second half, your first play from scrimmage. What was the play call? What did you see during halftime to see the opportunity to make that big play?
Oh, they were playing single high safety, and they were either playing 3 deep or they were playing man on Robert. So Robert's an NFL draft choice, so we were going to find a way to get him the ball. And we knew that, that was the corner out there he was a very aggressive guy, so we call it a tap, where he goes down and acts like he's breaking down to either break out or run a curl, and then he just goes again, and it was there. Yes, sir.
Last year, the game the win versus Texas State kickstarted a 4-game winning streak. You talked earlier in the season saying that helped boost their confidence.
Well, what this win does means we're 1-0 today, and it gives us the right to come to work really hard on
get healthy on Sunday and come to work really hard for a chance to play Troy. I mean, that's, I'm not looking at win streaks or going on win streaks. I'm looking at winning. We won today. Now my challenge to our players is to make sure they go and win tonight. Make sure they get their rest. Make sure they do the right thing. They take care of each other so that we can get in there tomorrow and get healthy. So we're really just a one day. And we even get the day down into certain segments of the day. So we're in the second part of the day. So now we've got to make sure we win tonight, and then we'll come back tomorrow. But we're not thinking about any win streaks. We're just thinking about having a great weekend and a really good practice on Monday. I'm sorry.
But it will be good for their confidence. Right?
Well, yeah, anytime you win, it's good for your confidence.
Right.
I mean, anytime. Anytime you can win, it helps your confidence. And, these are young guys still. When we're talking about 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old, maybe 22-year-olds. Robert might be, what are you, about 30 now? But you know what I'm saying? Confidence, it's hard if you lose to have any kind of confidence. So you need wins. It helps everybody. It helps it. It helps the people that work in the front office. It helps people that work, in the equipment room, the sports information. Why? It's everybody. It's kids, families. You guys. Winning helps everybody and everything. So, the confidence part is great. But again, we're just worried about being good tonight and healthy tomorrow, and good practice on Monday. Hip pointer, he should be back. It's just, we've got depth, so it's not like he had to go out there and limp around. We've got able bodies. I thought Antrell Allen did a good job filling in for him and played well. So, when you've got players on your team that you feel confidence in, then next man up in our team. Next man up.
Defensively, you had good cause turnovers. You had a strip sack there. Just to discuss how that was able to help towards this victory tonight.
Well, again, anytime you're creating havoc on defense and causing turnovers, it's wonderful. And McKindy's, again, he's a big-time football player. You saw a glimpse of him today, but it wasn't just him. We had guys in Shannon Sullivan, Jerome Smith cover as good as anybody in our conference. And when they're covering guys and the guy has to come off his read and go somewhere else, then you're going to have a chance to get there. And Martaris Allen got pressure. Jalen Lawrence got pressure. Carnell Hobson got pressure. A bunch of them got pressure without dialing up blitzes. So, that's just shows you the type of young men that we have. We just got to come and play.
Can you talk about what you saw in our kind of game today?
I saw a confident young man that was disappointed in the way he performed the last game and wanted to lead our football team to victory. And I thought he did that. I thought he spread the ball around. He was able to get the ball vertical down the football field, get us in the right place. So I thought he played great. I'm trying to look at his stats real quick. 27 to 40. We wish we had a higher completion percentage, but we'll take that because we won. But I thought he played well. I thought he played really well.
Talk about the play Jerome Smith out there today. Once again,
Jerome Smith is a dog, man. He's got confidence. He's hard in practice. That's why our receivers are good, because they go against Shannon and Jerome every day. And Jerome is a very competitive person. He wants to compete and against anything and at any time. So, he has plenty of confidence. He never lacks confidence. He's very, very physical for his size, and he's so competitive that he's not going to back down from anybody. He takes everything as a challenge. So, we just got to keep him going. He and Shannon both had interceptions today.
You had an exceptional offensive line today, 25. As far as versus backs, how do you feel like with the other back coming in? How do you feel like they bounced out there?
I thought they did well. We used more than those two, because if you notice, we put Trey Barnett in there, and Trey Barnett got on the perimeter and made some really nice runs. I thought Kendrick Dorn, when he got an opportunity, ran well. Kyler ran well. We get DeMarcus Kirk back. He's had a issue with his mouth, and once he gets back, it's another guy in the stable. And Darius Stubbs, he did get many opportunities, but he did run. When he got there, he hit the hole that he needed to. So we do have backs. It's just being able to put it all together.
You talk about execution on third downs, offensively and defensively, and the ability to run the ball back.
Well, offensively, I know we were a little bit under 50%, which is good, but we like to be at least 50. Defensively, they held them to 6 of 19, and if you go back and you look at it, the first downs they got on third down most of them were in the first 2 drives of the game. I know the first drive of the game, they got 2 or 3 first downs on third down, and they only ended up with 6. So that's a big credit to our defensive staff and defensive players for making the right adjustments and being able to shut them down the rest of the game.
One of the stats that stands out is the red zone scores 5 out of 5. That's impressive. Is that the key, you feel, with your ball club to get over the hump where prior to just getting close, just having been able to get over the hump, but being able to score 5 out of 5 red zone scores?
That's huge.
Do that each week.
We've made a big emphasis in the offseason and going into this year about scoring touchdowns in the red zone. My hat's off to our field goal kicker because every one he got up there, he made. So, and I don't know if they were in the red zone or out of the red zone, but, you know, when you're scoring touchdowns, it only helps. I mean, it creates separation, from the other team. So we want touchdowns in the red zone, but points is what we want. And when you score points in the red zone and your defense keeps them from doing it, you got a great opportunity to win a game. And that's what our defense did for us today, and our offense took advantage of scoring in the red zone.
Coach, you have a status on that?
Bruised ribs, getting no more later. He came back and played. It was our choice to pull him out because he was in a lot of pain. But I'm pretty sure that they x-rayed him and didn't find any breaks. But I know when I left the locker room, it was bruised ribs, and he's going to be really sore for about a week. But he's a warrior, and he will battle, and he will fight it. He'll go out and play because he plays injured all the time.
Another state, you guys are actually 11 for 11 points in the entire game.
Really? No, that's good news. Good. I'd trade that though to be 5-0, but hey, I'll take the victory today.
Can you talk about the involvement of Brandon Wright into almost a sniper being able to pin people deep?
Brandon Wright's got a big leg. He's a great kid. He's a freshman. I committed a scholarship to him on, I think it was Monday, so that he can go on scholarship. And he's just flourished. Everybody loves him. He's got a bright-eyed guy with a big smile, really good personality. I love the kid, and he's got a big leg. So, he can kick off, he can punt, and he can kick field goals. But right now, he doesn't do our field goal kicking. But I'm thrilled with the way he's kicking the ball right now.
Any answer, Coach?
Thank you.